Hi, my name is Ace, and I saw a video here on Twitter that rightfully talked about the importance of surrounding yourself with excellent people and how they impact your growth. The video was referencing, I think, another tweet from Adewale Yusuf talking about how the people that are building today were people that used to hang around CCL about tech communities about 10, 15 years ago. And I totally agree with that point, but I also felt as someone that did not know anybody coming into the tech space, there was a process I had to go through. So I'm making this video for anyone who might be in a similar situation where you want to break into the tech space, you want to make this connection, surround yourself with excellent people as well, but you don't know anybody, you don't know where to start. I was in that position as well, and I wanted to just share a little bit of story time in a way that impacts that. So the first time I attended a tech meetup in Lagos was, I think, in late 2016, November 2016, if I remember correctly. And even though I had been active online, like just, engaging with people, saying their tweets, and if you're watching this video, you're probably in the same boat where you're engaging with different people, but you have no particular connection with them in a way that you can say, oh, I'm surrounded by this person and their excellence. But just engaging and providing value and stuff like that is something that is very important. And before I go on a tangent with this story, there are three things that are just very important. The first one is focusing on providing value. The second one is being present. And the third one is being genuine. In terms of being present, like I said, when I went to the first meetup, in November 2016. I was meeting these people for the first time. I was meeting Prosper for the first time. I was meeting Ire for the first time. Although I already knew about what they were doing online, but they did not know who I was. And there's no reason they want to technically be around me for whatever reason. And this also applies to like so many other people that I also met at this event, Femi Taiwo and also Shegun Famisa. These are people that are also doing amazing stuff right now. This is also another picture of a different event entirely where I was meeting Shegun again. Shegun was to give a lot of talks about Android and of course Codebase that also used to talk about stuff in the tech community. This is a way for me being present, talking about things I was doing and just listening and making some of these connections. I met Prosper again at this for loop, and by the time we met each other 2-3 times, there starts to be that kind of just relatability that you start to see with these people. And this is also where being genuine comes in, because everyone can smell desperation from a mile away. So if you go to any of these events 1, 2, 3 times and you're meeting some of these people and you don't seem to connect with what they do, or you don't seem to actually be providing any kind of like experience in terms of value, what you're learning, what you're trying to learn or not, or otherwise, then it's kind of like risk of desperation, and people can tell desperation. So you want to avoid that. You want to be there and engage with these people because because that's actually what you genuinely want, right? So I did not know anybody when I started going to this event, but by the time I had gone to 2, 3, engaging, asking questions, talking about things they were building, and I was also providing value in my own regard. I was tweeting and also building stuff. There was just a kind of, I'm assuming, but there was also some level of, should I say, there was also some level of recognition, like familiarity, like, oh, this person, I see this person at the event. And you know how we Nigerians are, oh, boss, chairman, how's it going? Blah, 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 blah. But then we started, the next step for me then was being part of online communities where even though we were absent or there were no events to go to, we still had a way to engage in Slack channels or Discord, whichever one that we use these days. And we were able to continue having conversations around building stuff that were actually valuable. I've never particularly worked with any of these individuals, probably a few collaborations here and there, but there was just that value about seeing the excellence that they exuded and the path they were forging their careers in. So my point in this case was being present repeatedly, being also someone that was providing value, where I had the opportunity to, after having conversations with Femi Taiwo, he was able to recommend me for a speaking engagement, and I finally gave my first talk at the tech event, even though a few months earlier I didn't know anybody in that space. And also just being, being genuine in the interactions that I had with them kind of provide some sense of reliability. Like, okay, we can have this person as a speaker and they will show up. So doing this continuously over the years kind of allowed me to meet some of these people, meet some other people again, allowed me to make some connections, relationships that even though I might not necessarily be driving this end to end every other day, there's just this guardian of excellence and how it translates back into who you are. So with these connections and being around these people, I've been pushed into opportunities that I probably normally would not have been pushed to, even though I didn't know any of them from way before. Speaking engagements, collaboration engagements, recommendations, referrals, all of this happened because we built a genuine relationship that started from me being someone from the outside, being able to engage, participate, and be part of that community in the way that I provide value for it, and me surrounded by these people. I was learning from their career journeys, I was learning from the decisions and projects that they were building. I even reached out to Prosper the first time I wanted to start participating in open source, and this kind of just cascades into what I'm doing today. So the summary of my story is, if you're in that position where you don't know anyone in the tech space, you feel like you don't have any relationship, it's important for you to go to events, make connections with people that are also actually on the same experience level as you, have that same drive, that same hunger, are trying to build. But at the same time, you develop a presence, you engage with people that might be a little bit more experienced than you. You learn from their journey, either from a distance or from reading about their work, and you just kind of like just build your career step by step. And eventually, you also start to make those kind of impacts. I think it's better than just being isolated, especially if it's what you want, being a part of this community and being surrounded by so much excellence that can push you to also go further and build those relationships that you can rely on in the future. So, see you guys in the next video. Yes.